Well, hello, sweethearts. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. I am absolutely exhausted. Just getting my ass kicked, and there's little green bugs that keep appearing all over my truck, and I don't know if they exist only in my imagination or if they're real, because every time I look down, I see a new little green bug, and I have killed hundreds of them, and they keep showing up. And I can't find their little dead bodies anywhere. So I don't know. Maybe I'm finally losing my mind. Little green bugs everywhere I look. Let me turn up this AC a little bit. And I got something I actually want to talk about today. Yeah, finally, some actual content out of this guy Trucks. I might actually say something useful in this video. I may or may not. I'm just saying that I might. All right? So I've noticed since I made the switch to entertainment trucking, I guess I could define the term a little bit for anybody that's not clear with what that means. I guess people might not be clear about that. Me personally, I do concert tours for only the biggest bands in the world, of course, but you can do a lot of things in entertainment trucking. You could do wrestling. You could do some wrestling, you could do some monster trucks, you could do some NASCAR if you want, and the list probably goes on and on and on from there. So, since I've gotten into it, obviously there's been a lot of questions. Quite a few people saying, hey, maybe I'll look into it too, and I think that's pretty cool, because why not? Why not at least look into it, right? So I have prepared a list for you of what you can kind of expect from the job, the pros and cons of the job. And what's interesting about this is I'm not going to be able to tell you if they're pros or cons or not, because you have to decide if you like or dislike that certain thing. So in short, that is for your sexy asses to figure out if you think they're pros or cons, or if they are not. That is up to you. So we'll get into that in just a minute, but we have been getting with it again out here, running hard. I'm very tired. I'm just about getting ready to lay down after I get this video recorded and uploaded and scheduled, because I will be passed out when this video goes live, just so you guys know. But we've been eating good. Definitely been doing that. And hey, we've been making a little money in the process, so you can't be too bad about that. Funny thing happened. I was at one of the shows, I think maybe the last video or the video before, I was telling you guys about how I went and watched the show because we had some downtime. Watched the whole show. I thought it was pretty good. Not necessarily a band I would have thought to listen to before, but I thought it was not too bad of a show. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. So after that, me and my buddy that went and watched the show went out to where the fans were as they were exiting the arena. And, you know, talked with a few of them and handed them some t-shirts we had from our company with the company logo on the front and band name on the back. I would like to have kept those, but I felt kind of like we gave away a couple, and then there were like some people that looked like a little bit sad, like we didn't have more to give away. So I went to the truck and I got more, and now they're gone. So I would have liked to at least kept one of them, but I couldn't stand their sad little faces. So, oh well, that's okay. That's no big deal. Anyways, I stood out there talking to this wonderful young couple that is traveling around the country following this band, and talked to them for an hour or two or something like that. And they said, hey, we're going to be at that next show. I said, well, look me up if you're there. We'll hang out, right? I was just kind of kidding. But I was going out because we had all our trucks parked on the street in front of this arena, and I was walking back to my truck after breakfast when somebody ran up to me, and he's like, sir, can I get your autograph, please? Can I get your autograph? And he's holding out like his phone, but acting like it's something I can write on, you know, to give him my autograph. And it was the guy I was talking to from the last show. He's like, Josh, what's going on? It's good to see you. And that was super fun. His girlfriend was there waiting in line, holding their spot, so he pointed her out, and I gave her a wave, said, hey, how you doing? Super cool couple. They're very young, in their mid-20s, and I guess they've got the resources to just travel around the country and follow this band around, and they're having a blast. They're having a good time. That's something we all should have done when we were young, right? they were real cool. That was awesome. It was good to see them. Hope they're still out there having a good time. I'm sure they are. I don't think they probably died or anything. I don't think. So they probably are out there having a good time still, and good for them. Good for that young couple just out there living it up. So let's talk about sort of the pros and cons of entertainment trucking, as I have prepared you guys a list, and you get to decide what you think of all these things. Like I said, if something upsets you and you don't like it and it makes you very mad in the comments, bitching at me won't fix it. All right. So if you don't like something, don't apply. You don't have to do it. Hey, that's the way it goes. So the first thing I want to talk about is money, god damn it. That's the big thing. That's what we're all out here for, right? We want to get paid for what we're doing. So I'm going to be as transparent as I can. And it's kind of, the tour pay is structured a lot different than hauling freight. So you'll have to listen to all of this or not. It's your problem if you don't. But my base pay is $63,000, and I know that doesn't sound very much. $63,000 per year, right? And by the time you add in the tour rates and things like that, the little extras you can get along the way, I would predict it be somewhere between $70,000 and $80,000. Now, this is the low end of entertainment trucking. You can do better than that. However, this company gave me a foot in the door. I can't be mad about that. I'll take it, and we'll figure out what comes in the future. But I like the company, and you can definitely make more money than that. Okay, but the very cool thing about it is you're not chasing miles. You're not getting paid per mile. None of that bullshit. I hope I get all my miles. We've had multiple days where we've sat around, didn't really have to do anything at all, and we've had days where the drive to the next venue was 3 or 4 hours, and that was it. That was the whole day, and you're getting paid for that. No matter what, you're getting paid for that. So that is a good thing. With the money I told you, can you make that hauling freight? Yeah, probably. Especially maybe if you got into like some hazmat type of thing, you can make more than that. You certainly can. And that's the thing with trucking. It's basically a choose your lifestyle kind of thing, right? How much money do you want versus what kind of life do you want to live on the road? Because every one of these jobs is going to become your life no matter what. For me, this works. But certainly at some point in the future, obviously with experience doing this, I would want more money. Right now, we're just getting started, so we'll leave it at that. That's my compensation situation. It can make a lot more. So that's up to you to find that, and that's up to me to find that too. One of the things I consider to be a con, I told you guys I wasn't going to tell you, but I don't have a nice way to put this one. Trucking in general, hauling freight, is a very good illusion of freedom, right? You feel like you have all this freedom to make decisions, especially if you're like on some drop and hook freight and you feel like sleeping in one day and getting up later. You can definitely do that when you're hauling freight. When you get into entertainment trucking, everything is on a schedule. Obviously, the load in and load out, those have to happen on time, right? So you need to be where you need to be. So you're driving on a schedule that's told to you. I mean, we get group text from our lead driver every day that says this is what time we're rolling out. I expect everybody to be ready. And they will tell you where to go, where you're going to park your truck for the night, or the day rather. And a lot of things go through your lead driver. So if you want to stop off and see a family member because you're going by there, you might be able to do that. What my lead driver is what is going on here? There's sun right in my face. My lead driver is a very reasonable person. So I've seen it a couple times. Somebody says, hey, I want to stop and see someone along the way. He says he'll talk with them about how they can work that out and then give them a yes or no answer once he's had a little bit of time to think about that. But when you're just hauling freight, you can make that decision all by yourself. Here, you got to go through the lead driver. And I already covered, you're told where to stop, where you're going to park your truck. You're not necessarily told where to fuel or anything, but I mean, other than that, you're on other people's schedules at all times. one of the big things, obviously, especially with inflation going completely insane on us, I heard inflation's down, but I don't pay attention to the news anymore and politics or anything of that. I heard we're getting some relief on inflation. Don't quote me on it. It could have been propaganda. I don't know. But free food. Lots of free food. Lots and lots of free food. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner all catered. Every one of them while you're at the venue. So if you've got a travel day where you're stopping at a truck stop somewhere, you're on your own, but a lot of your food is covered. And those 3 meals, plus when we load out at the end of the day, they give what they call a driver meal, which is normally like just a sack lunch. You've got a sandwich and maybe an apple in there and cookies. Oh God, the fucking cookies. That's a con. I'll explain that in a minute. That was going to be at the end of my list, but it's not anymore. But sometimes those driver meals are badass too. We had one day they gave us a whole pizza, every driver. Now it was from one of those hipster pizza joints where the flavors are really strong and you're like, holy fuck, what is on this pizza? And you can't even identify what's on there. But hey, up to 4 meals provided for you on almost a daily basis. It's saving me a ton of money, guys. A ton. Also, the cookies. Let's talk about that. They are just handing out cookies like they're fucking water out here. I have cookies everywhere in my truck. But the problem with these goddamn cookies is you grab one of these cookies. I got bags of cookies. Seriously. Here's one. Right here. Cookies. One's half eaten, even. All right. The problem with these fucking things, look at this delicious delicious chocolate chip cookie. Can't wait to bite into one of those chocolate chips. Nope, raisins. Raisins. Whoever decided to put raisins in fucking cookies and make us think that they're chocolate chip deserves to be somewhere on the 7th layer of fucking hell, because that's horrible. That's a horrible thing to do to people. So we get cookies out the ass, but they might have raisins in them. So you decide if that's a pro or con. I don't care. Free concerts. Yeah, for real. You take your all access pass in there and you can go watch the show. Now you want to make sure it's a day where you have time. That's cool though, right? Just walk around, go watch the show, walk around backstage if you want. Stay out of the way. People are working there. Stay out of the way, but free concerts. How about it? That's a really cool perk, right? I mean, for somebody that maybe got on with a band that they really liked. Now, I wonder if this would be a good or bad thing. Let's say you got on a tour. It's your favorite band in the world. Now, you're going to be fucking stoked, right? Oh, my God. This is going to be so awesome. I'm going on tour with my favorite band in the world. I'm going to watch all their shows. I'm going to hang out with them. And maybe if they like me, like maybe I'll get some autographs and stuff like that. But then you go and watch all their shows and then they start to really suck to you. That would not be good, right? But hey, maybe you get on with someone you really like. You go watch the concerts. Next thing I want to talk about is working in a team. That's a different dynamic for a lot of us over-the-road truckers, right? Wow. When you do some local stuff, there's spots where you might work with a team. For me, when I started trucking, I started in the oil field, and I was always working with other guys, and I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy their company at all. And I've spent so many years just working by myself that coming into this, I didn't really feel good about working with other people. I was like, fuck, I don't know even how to talk to people anymore. I've always been by myself. And I won't lie to you guys, there have been some times where people have straight up gotten on my fucking nerves since I've been doing this, but I think that happens. I've seen way worse interactions between other drivers than I've had with other drivers, because some people just straight up do not like each other. That's the thing that happens. So working in a team, in my opinion, can be good, because like that day my truck derated and we all were like moving trailers down the road, musical trailers, to get them where they needed to be. That's obviously a good thing, you know. Or you have a problem with the truck and maybe some other guys got some mechanical knowledge that can keep you going. There's obvious benefits. And hanging out with the guys when we have some downtime. I like to go out every once in a while with the guys. Sometimes I'm just like, I gotta sleep. Like, I have to go to bed. That's today. I'm not going to hang out with anyone. I'm going the fuck to sleep. But you have that option, and I think that's really cool. Also, I mean, I've been on this tour for a little under a month, I think. really know how long I've been officially on the tour. But you do see that kind of, okay, guys, we work with each other every day, and that sort of like wearing on each other, like, oh, not this motherfucker again, you know. You do see that sometimes, but that's normal. That's nothing out of the ordinary. That you'd get that in an office environment also. But you will be most likely working on a team. Now, there are such a thing as one truck tours. That's a thing, where you would be completely by yourself. I don't know how much I would really enjoy that, honestly, because with this, you are working the night shift. You're parked during the day, obviously. So if you were doing like a one truck tour, like, you would spend a lot of fucking time by yourself. A lot. So I don't know if I would want to do that. I don't know what my options are. Nobody's offered me one, but if I could turn one down, I might want to do that. If somebody said, hey, it's just you going on this tour. What's this tour schedule like? Because is it like I got to be in a new city every day, or is there like a city here and then 3 days here to fuck off? Or, you know, it kind of would depend what the schedule's like. That would help shape my opinion on that. But also, a lot of times you get away from truck stop showers. Yeah. Now we do still use them. I still use them, definitely. But a lot of the venues, all of the venues that I've been to, provide showers that the drivers can use. Now, I don't know if this is better or worse, if I'm being honest with you. They're not much higher quality than a truck stop shower. And a lot of times they're shared, meaning it's a, you know, community shower. You walk in a room and there's just shower heads. Right? That's a thing. There might be two showers next to each other with curtains and another guy showering right next to you. That's a thing. So, but truck stop showers are fucking really gross, right? So it's a little bit of trade-off, I guess, and sometimes it's just not ideal. But you do get away from the truck stop showers, if that helps. Honestly, it's not much better than a truck stop shower. It's really not. Downtime, baby. Oh, that's something we like to hear. Downtime, right? Like, we just had the 4 days where we really didn't have much to do at all. It was just, I should have rested a lot more. I should have relaxed a lot more, but I didn't. But, you know, we had, you know, the first morning was like a 2 or 3 hour drive to get there. And then for 2 days, we did nothing. And then on that third morning, we did the load in, and on the fourth night we did the load out, and then left town for a fairly long drive at that point. But I mean, we had like 3 solid days in there where we really hardly had to do anything. You're paid for that. You're still getting your tour rate no matter what. That has been a huge relief for me doing this, because you guys have seen me freak out a number of times with running freight and getting paid cents per mile. Is just like, how the fuck am I going to make this week work? You know, I don't see how it's going to work, and you can't fix that week, right? There's nothing you can do. This job, I have not had to worry about that. However, you guys know me. I love the thrill of the chase, right? I love knowing that somewhere out there is a monster week and it's just mine, just waiting for me, right? That don't exist either. But you do get paid, and I don't think the pay is horrible, especially considering the work I'm putting in. The pay ain't bad at all. Obviously, like everybody else in the world, I would like it to be more. But I did just walk in. I'm a month into this job, so I can't be saying, hey, I need 80 grand. Not yet. Give me time, baby. Give me time. So, and the last thing I guess I want to talk about is time off, paid time off. There are quite a few trucking companies that will give you a week per year, and they do it different. You can actually take that week, and they do it based on your average miles. So you might get a 2,000 mile check. You wouldn't. Nobody would be averaging 3,000 miles, I don't think. So maybe get a 2,000 mile check for that week you take off, and that's okay. I mean, that's not bad. Little paid time off is good. This has a lot of paid time off, a lot. I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me that one of these companies that does entertainment trucking, when it gets to the slow season, They were saying it to me as a negative thing. They said when it gets to the slow season, there's not much touring, then that company lays you off, and then they'll bring you back on when the tour season starts back up. Now, I don't know that to be fact. I have never worked for that company, but in my opinion, that sounds awesome to me. That sounds incredible. So I'm going to get out here and I'm going to run concert tours, right? And then you're going to officially lay me off, which means I officially take my ass to the unemployment department and make sure I'm getting paid for that time off. We're talking 3-4 months, guys, where, I mean, that's a normal thing. Road construction, guys, that's a really normal thing. And depending on the state, they might get laid off for the winter time. We're not going to do road construction now. Unemployment check, baby. That doesn't sound bad to me. That doesn't sound bad to me at all. But this company does 2.5 days per month. And somebody did the math on that for me once. I'm sure it's not hard math to do. But it comes out to 1 month, roughly 1 month a year. 1 month every year that's paid time off. Now, I probably won't have the discipline to save all that up, right? And just take a month off when it's slow, slow tour season. You get the point. Jesus. I probably wouldn't have the discipline to do that, and I'd probably break it up. Maybe there's a 2-week break in the tour. Well, I want to go home too. What do you want me to do? So I would probably do that. But there may be companies that do more, give you more PTO. I'm not really sure. But you got a ton of paid time off. When this tour is over, I'm taking 2 days off, paid. Now, what I don't know, and it's an interesting question, is I don't know if that is paid out at my tour rate or if that's paid out at my regular rate. Either way, though, it's paid. It's paid, baby. And we'll take that. So that is the list I came up with of things that are up to you, pros or cons, just kind of things in this job that do exist. Hopefully that gives you a better idea. Then you can look at it and decide, is it worth it to you? Biggest thing that's fucking me up is driving those overnight hours. I always was really good at falling asleep on a dock during the day, but now when I try to sleep during the day, I'll fall asleep, but I'll sleep about 4 hours and I'll wake up and I'll be up. And that's really fucking with me. That's the hardest thing I'm having trouble with, I think. Everything else, not too bad. Oh, let me add one more thing that was not on my list. When I first got this job, somebody commented, I don't remember who it was, they said, this job is really going to test your driving skills, and it does. It does. You're taking, 53-foot trailers into the city, where these venues are at, and you'll get in some spots that you're like, fuck, should I even be here? Most time if you're just following your lead into there or following the other trucks, you're probably fine. They're probably following the lead driver in if you're towards the back. But sometimes you get separated from them and you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? And the whole backing thing, it's just backing a truck, right? It's not a big deal, but they are telling you what to do. That's a huge adjustment for me. I haven't made my lead driver mad, but there's been like a couple times where we're in like a wide open spot and I'm like, I can just back this in, where maybe I wasn't following directions as well as I should have. Now, when we're in a tight spot and I can't see what's happening, I don't even attempt to do anything with my own thoughts. I just kind of let them tell me what to do and we go for it. But I do unfortunately still have the habit, when I can see everything around me, of just doing what I want to do. And sometimes they're like, no, stop, I said to do this, what are you doing? And that can happen. It's just ingrained in us after we've driven a truck for a while. We don't need no help to back up. And if anybody has like too big of an ego and says, I'm not going to listen to no motherfucker tell me how to back up, I would think that would be one of the quickest ways to get taken out of this business if you decided to apply for it. So you can't bring your ego with you. You just have to trust what they're saying. And the big thing is, though, if you're listening to your lead driver and they're backing you up, if you run into something and you're following directions, it's their fault. It becomes their fault. It's not your fault. Now, if you're doing your own thing and they're telling you to do something, but you're doing something opposite and you hit something, then it becomes a you issue. You're talking to the safety department and you're wondering if you still have a job. So that's what I got for you guys. I hope it was informative. I felt like I was talking super fast through the whole thing, but that may be because I'm tired. I don't know. And that's it. And if you decide to do it, awesome. Try it out. Somebody asked me in the comments, they said this is their dream job, something they always wanted me to do, and said, hey Josh, can you hook me up? The answer to that is no, and it's not because I'm a dick. Google it. Search for entertainment trucking companies. Look through the list of them. Apply. It's that easy, baby. It's that easy. So, yeah, I got in a lot of trouble on YouTube here before for collecting referral bonuses, all right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's why I'm not going to hook anyone up. I'm just apply. Apply to these jobs as you see them, if it's what you really want to do, if it's something you want to try out. And, hey, that's what I did. I didn't know anybody in the business at all. I just said, I'm going to shoot my shot. I applied for it, and here I am, okay? Hope you can take that all into consideration with everything. There's some good points, some bad points, and it's all about how you feel about it and if you can realistically do it with those things I just told you. So we'll see you guys next time now. Bye.